He's asking if we're live. No.
Is this Coach Peterson?
Uh, yes. No. That is not. That is our athletic director.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, prior to the presentation of our colleagues at this time, the students and staff of MMHS High School would like to recognize all of the retired reserve and active armed forces in attendance this evening. If you are currently or have formerly served in the armed forces, we would ask you to please stand at this time and be recognized. We are forever grateful for your service and the sacrifices you made that allow us to continue to live in a land of free. Thank you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please rise and remove your caps as the WeAreMesa NJROTC present our nation's colors. Now playing our national anthem is the WeAreMesa Marching Emerald Regiment.
Stop lying.
Jason, when do you want us to start?
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. CIF Southern Section contests are conducted under the strictest guidelines of good sportsmanship. Spectators are encouraged to support their own team and are
Do you still have the schedule for both teams?
We have a graphic.
Okay.
What I'll do is I'll call up and I'll say something in the fact of Mr. Murrieta had a tough or
Rough.
win last week, and he'll
You
automatically.
guys just had a brutal preseason schedule. You guys played. I mean, but you guys are Division One. You don't have anybody else to go up.
So, and they'll automatically pull up the schedule screen. And Jason will hear
He's
me talking.
listening to me anyway.
He's listening. So he'll pull up the screen because usually when I talk about that is in between plays anyway. So
Right.
they're pretty good in bringing up the screens. So
Okay.
we have I got the graphics.
working on trying to find you something. You want to stand on the table? No. JP is really tall.
We have league standings. We got Vista Murrieta schedule and Mesa schedule.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? Let's put that on here.
You can, if you want to just lay it down here, we can work with whatever. Huh? I know.
Let's do this. These are the ones he sent me a text earlier today.
Okay. Production, Jason.
Go with our countdown at the 3-minute mark on the board. At the 3-minute mark on the board is when we're going to go with our roll-in video to the opening graphic, and then you guys will be live.
Perfect, thank you.
Copy that.
With the opening graphic, then we go to weather, and hopefully we'll get that all in before the kickoff. We have 2 graphics, one the opening graphic with the 2 teams, and then the other graphics the weather.
Okay, I can just read through that anyway. When do you want me to go do the welcome to Murrieta?
Right after the intro, he'll that'll be when you kick it off.
Okay.
To start the show, and
Gotcha.
then Jason, did you say you want to roll into the weather after the intro?
We have no button in here.
We don't have a button.
Okay, well. Okay. Just because this is new to the Mesa
Really quick
side
for me,
of
please,
things,
sir.
just let us know when you're addressing us. Captains are coming out.
Mic for me, please.
I'll tell you ours. 21, 18.
Jason, can you do a mic check for me, please?
Mic check 1 2. Mic check.
And
Cool.
1
Okay,
2.
we got it.
74.
Thank you, sir.
I don't have you said.
5, 21.
He's actually a key defender too.
Yeah, I just put him on there.
He's a pretty good defender too.
JP, is that 18 and 16?
Yeah.
Next.
Or just 18. Just 18.
No, on them.
18. Oh, on theirs. 18, 46, 21, and 5.
5 is Robert Coleman.
Did
21
you get
is
the
Alex
officials?
Hill.
Did you get the official?
18 is Bolton. And 46 is Maunga.
1 minute. We'll go in 1 minute.
Mark, if you want to do the opening intro, how long do you think it is? 30 seconds, 40 seconds?
Yeah, I mean, it's just welcome everybody. to
If
the
you want me to
broadcast.
do the weather right after, I'll do the weather.
That's fine.
Okay.
I usually just say it's a beautiful night here in Murrieta. Ram those Broncos.
We have the refs.
The refs are Mike.
That would be awesome.
That would be excellent.
I've never had that before.
Yeah. I've had it because of doing football games at Santa Ana College. I get it. But that's just PA.
Here we go. I'll let you know when.
Okay. We're not here. There we go. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of Mesa Ram Football. Tonight we got a special broadcast as we are joined by the Vista Murrieta broadcast team from Bronco News Network. It's a beautiful night here in Murrieta.
The weather tonight, clear and cool with a slight little breeze here at Mesa Stadium, currently 75 degrees.
So we have, just so we are doing proper introductions, you have myself, Mark Clinton, the Mesa main broadcaster. We also have Jason Wagers from Vista Murrieta, their major broadcaster as well. And then we have, obviously, JP Sarr, who is my partner in crime.
Awesome to be here.
So,
Mark, I'm glad to be here. Both teams coming off home wins. It should be an exciting game. Mesa's looking to pull off a huge upset, and Vista's looking to continue their strong season going forward.
So we're looking for a great night of football. Obviously, we both have injuries, so it'll be interesting to see who is the next player up, so to speak.
And what a great night of football it is this evening. I mean, it doesn't get any better than this. Not a cloud in sight. This is beautiful.
Just a nice little haze coming over the Mesa to the west of us.
And I mean, is this a hometown rivalry game yet?
Until we win one, no.
Mesa's got to pick one up. Mesa's got to get their first win. It's our 10-year anniversary.
Yes.
What better night to pick up an upset than tonight?
So
Right.
Vista Murrieta is about 15, 16 years old, and Murrieta Mesa is 10 years old
This season, correct.
this season. And as of now, Mesa has not beat Vista Murrieta, but who knows?
Right. And the beautiful thing about rivalries is you throw the records out the window. You throw the stats out the window.
Yep.
These kids have been playing Pop Warner together since they were
Absolutely.
knee-high to a grasshopper, right?
Yep.
So everything goes out the window, and you just get up and you get to play against your buddies and then walk away and go have pizza afterwards.
Yep, anything's possible tonight. To quote the great Al Michaels, that's why they play the game, and here we are playing the game tonight. Let's see if we can see some fireworks here.
So we're getting ready for kickoff. We're just a few moments away. Kicking the ball tonight, at least from the kickoff standpoint, is Michael Snoddy for Vista Murrieta. He'll be doing the opening kickup back deep to receive for Mesa, number 21, Antonio January. He is joined back there by number 13, Andrew Morris.
Michael is a 6'2" junior.
And we are on the way. January picks the ball up and gets hit pretty hard as he just shy of the 20. Mesa will take over 1st and 10 on the 19-yard line.
He was tackled by the Broncos, number 32, Marcus Wynn, 5'11", sophomore. Ball appears to be at the 19-yard line.
So Mesa will take possession of the ball under the direction of quarterback number 11, Jose Ayala. Ayala has been the starter for the last couple weeks. He gives us a little bit more mobility. In the backfield with him is number 21, Antonio January. January gets the ball and is hit immediately by a wave of Broncos and loses a yard or two. We'll call it 1. It'll bring up 2nd down and 11 for the Mesa Rams. Settle down and get yourself comfortable for a wonderful night of rivalry football here from Murrieta Mesa High School at Ram Stadium.
Oh, hit immediately.
January hit in the backfield again.
January is going to be key for the Rams. They cannot have him be stuffed behind the line like that consistently all night. He was very successful last week when they got him outside of the tackle. He picked up the majority of yards off tackle runs. And that's what the Rams are going to need to do, but 3rd and long here. Ayala will probably be airing it out.
Back-to-back plays for loss for the Rams with the running game. Brings up 3rd down and 16. Ayala back to pass, breaks down, and gets hit by the middle linebacker.
Middle linebacker number 46 for the Broncos, Maunga, who is the captain for the Broncos. He's a 6-foot senior, one of the stars on the defensive end for the Broncos. He's been making a ton of plays all year long for the Bronco defense.
So it'll bring up fourth down for the Rams. Coming in to punt, Ryan O'Brien. He'll be punting from his own goal line. Back deep to receive for Vista. Number 21, Alex Hill, the electric Alex Hill.
The mighty man. Short by stature, but trust me, he's mighty.
Punt is away. Fair catch called for and muffed and recovered by Mesa. So the first break of the game goes Mesa's way as they get the ball on the 37-yard line after the muffed punt by Alex Hill.
It appeared to me that Alex, who called for a fair catch, took his eye off for a split second and was looking at the Mesa defenders coming at him, and the ball was just right there.
Yeah, and you got to think, this is the windiest game we've had here all year long. We were talking about it pregame. The wind is blowing very heavily, and you got to think it drifted to his right shoulder, and he just missed it, went off his right shoulder. Got to think the wind had a factor on that. O'Brien punted that one very high.
Ayala back to actually hands the ball off to January. January breaks a couple tackles and gets about 7 yards on the play, close to midfield, across the 45.
What an elusive play by January. That's what makes him such a great running back, is he stays on his feet, keeps trucking those legs, and he kept his hand out, was able to keep himself up. And number 21, Antonio January, and number 21, Hill, are going to be the players to watch for each team out here tonight.
No huddle by Mesa.
Nathan Bolton with the tackle on that last play after a 9-yard pickup for January. Brings up 2nd and 1 for the Rams. Ayala in the shotgun, flanked by 2 running backs, hands the ball off to the inside guy.
Colin Layton with an
Colin
absolute
Layton.
truck stick, carrying a couple linebackers there for the first down.
Well, considering he's a linebacker himself, it's kind of one of the, a war of attrition.
Appeared to be tackled by the Broncos, number 31, but he was able to get
First down on the
first
play.
down.
Ayala in the shotgun, rolls to his right. Direct run by the quarterback, runs into a wall and gets shoved backwards.
By a herd of Broncos, led by number 26, Tucker Moore, 5'10 junior.
Samuel Olunga on the stop for the Broncos.
Mungo was in that on that tackle too. Leading tackler for Vista. He's going to be such a key player. 55 tackles on the year and probably about 2 more in this game. So 57 so far on the year. He is a beast, and the Rams are going to have to keep their eye on him all night long and designate a blocker for him every single play.
Brings up 2nd and 11 for the Rams from the Vista Murrieta 49-yard line after a loss of 1 on that last play. Vista showing blitz. They bring it. Ayala's throwing deep downfield.
No one there.
Nobody there.
Him and Thompson miscommunication.
You and
there.
I were closer to them
Yeah.
than a receiver at that
Thompson
place.
ran 40-yard or a 10-yard in route, and Ayala threw him the go route.
So the communication a little off here early tonight. 3rd down and 11 coming up for the Rams.
Rams able to pick up a first down, a couple first downs on this drive.
3 receivers set, 2 backs in the backfield, 1 to the right of Ayala. Handoff is to January, and he is met
Immediately.
at the line of scrimmage by, again, a host of Broncos.
Led
We'll call
by-
it a herd.
Herd of Broncos. Nathan Bolton leading that charge, 6'3", senior. Him and Mauga really are the backers for Vista that really make this engine run.
Bolton with the initial contact there. Brings up 4th down for Mesa right around midfield, just 1 yard across. And O'Brien will come in to kick it away again.
Coach
Again,
Turner gave that 4th down some
He-
serious thought right there.
he
He was
did.
thinking about it, but eventually he sends the punt team on. I think that's a smart decision. He maybe thought they were going to waste the turnover, but flipping the field is so huge
Right.
early on in this game.
Especially with the field position we had to start the game. Even though we didn't necessarily get any points out of this, we did flip the field production-wise. So
New returner, Alex Hill, is out. Now it is Shakir. 5'10 junior, fair catches the ball.
All right, so Tyrese Shakir, fair catch called for and made at the 17-yard line.
From their own 17.
Seniors of Murrieta Mesa High School, the Jostens deadline has been extended to December 7th. If you're looking to get class rings, graduation gear, or just have general information for Jostens representatives, they're planning on being on campus a few days in October. Those days will be announced in the coming weeks. Further information can be found on the Rams Daily News page on the Murrieta Mesa website.
Broncos with the handoff and met immediately by the Rams.
Keon Barson on that tackle, and he has just been a clog for the offensive lines we have faced all year long. He is just causing trouble nonstop. That's what he's there for.
Loss of one by Theo Guerin of the Broncos.
Vista Murrieta under the direction of quarterback Robert Coleman, who makes his return from an injury. So it's good to have him back in the lineup on a screen pass off to the left side, far side of the field.
It's the running back out in the flats who caught that back ball, Theo Guerin. He's able to pick up probably a good 5 yards on the play.
Gearing's going to be a player they need to, Mesa's defense is going to need to watch later in this game. A lot of speed and a lot of agility. He can get loose very easily.
So that brings up about 3rd down and 7 coming up for Vista on their first offensive possession. Hill in motion from left to right, settles down behind the left tackle.
Roll out.
Coleman rolls out, hits the tight end. And
that's Alex Hill, 5'9" senior.
So Alex Hill coming in motion and then back across the formation, make the play, and good pick up the first down for Vista Murrieta. 1st and 10 from the 33-yard line, as the Broncos get their first down of the contest. Coleman keeps it, runs off the left side, avoids one tackle, and then is met at the 36-yard line before being planted to the ground.
Coleman making his return back into the Bronco lineup. He got injured the second game of the season and has sat out the 2 games after that. So back in Southwestern League play, Coleman gets the start tonight. Comes back from injury.
Well, we welcome him back. Keon Bars just welcomed him back to the game.
He absolutely did.
After a 3-yard gain, he brings up 2nd down and 7 for the Broncos from the 36-yard line. Coleman in the shotgun, Hill in motion. Fakes the handoff, goes deep up top to them. Couldn't tell who that was intended for, number 20.
Intended for number 20, Caden King, 6'2" senior for the Broncos. Coleman's first incomplete pass. He's 1 for 2.
Yeah, you got to think he's shaking off the rust a little bit. Out for a couple weeks here, coming back off injury, and first throw airs it out deep. It's good first play call by Coach Peterson. Get him loosed up. Maybe he'll complete his next pass. That's excellent first play. First throw by Peterson. Yep, absolutely attested.
3 receivers set for Broncos. King in motion to the left. Coleman looking deep.
He has a man.
Thrown, he's got a man, and he makes.
Oh!
It was a great attempt.
Great defensive play
by Alex Hill, but it falls harmlessly to the turf.
Sua Venegas with a beautiful pass breakup. Hill had it for about a half a second. Venegas comes in there, gets his hands in, and breaks it up. He has been the defensive back leader for these Rams all year long. Makes an outstanding play there.
And talk about the rush you just mentioned with Coleman. Actually, Hill was open for about a good 5 to 7 yards, and he just waited too long to make that pass. If he would have thrown it just a second or two sooner, that could have been a touchdown.
Yeah, could have caught him on the run.
January back deep to receive the punt, and fair catch called for and made, but contact is made. That should draw a penalty.
I think he might have been blocked into him.
He was pushed into him.
So no flag on the play. Mesa will take the field for their second offensive possession on the 35-yard line, with 5 minutes and 8 seconds remaining in the first quarter.
Fair catch, pushed in by a Mesa player right there. Incidental.
Yep, referee was all over that one. He saw it
right there in front of him. Everything was just right there. So both teams had 1 offensive possession. Technically, Mesa had 2, but no points on the board from either side, as the defenses have shown up early tonight.
Vista Murrieta Broncos with the 1 turnover, though.
That's why they technically had 2.
That's what we were predicting pregame. We thought this would be a defensive battle, and so far it is. The defenses are showing up well. Offenses look a little bit rusty.
Thompson in motion. Ayala with the keeper, and again is met by everybody from the Broncos side of the ball.
Now, was that a busted play? Was that intended to be
I think
handed
it
off?
was. Ayala was turning around to hand off to Antonio January, but they were a little out of sorts there. He went to the wrong side for the handoff, and it just kind of had to turn around. He was lucky to get back to almost the line of scrimmage, a loss of 2.
So 2nd and 12 coming up for the Rams. Having a little difficulty with the offensive defensive line side as our running game has yet to get underway. January with the carry. Gets back to the original line of scrimmage, the 35-yard line.
Able to pick up a few yards.
Tackle on the play by Lavelle Harris. So technically they're going to give him the 36-yard line. So
It's good enough for 3 yards.
Brings up 3rd and 9 for the Rams. 3 receivers set. Thompson set to the near side of the field. Burleson to the top. Ayala fakes the handoff, rolls out, comes back to his right, and he has some room and picks up the first down on the scramble to the left.
Did he pick it up, though?
I think he might have just ran out shorty.
Yeah. Well, no. Now the official is moving the ball. Now he's going back.
We'll figure it out.
It looks like Coach Turner is in
he's
the way.
4th down. The official has the full fist, so it'll be 4th and short coming up for the Rams.
That's the sophomore coming out, and Jose Ayala gotta be a heads-up quarterback there. Know that, hey, my first down line's a 45-yard line. If I'm going to go out for a run, I got to dive for it. And he had enough time.
Yes,
he
he
kind of went out nonchalantly. If he maybe put the gas on or maybe dove in there, he could have easily picked that one up.
And Coach Turner will send in the punting unit. Ryan O'Brien coming in to kick the ball away.
And back to receive the punt is Tyrese Shakir. Earlier, that was Alex Hill who muffed
the first punt.
the first punt of the game.
Mesa gets a high punt. It's way up in the sky and gets a friendly kick.
And it's going.
And it's going to end up right around the 10-yard line at the 11-yard line.
What a punt by O'Brien, about 20 yards of roll there. And I think Shakir was only in to receive because the last 2 times Turner, I don't know if he did it because of that, but his last-minute decisions, Vista didn't have enough time to get their special teams unit on the field, so they just had to drop back their fastest cornerback or most agile quarterback.
So Vista pinned back against their own goal post. 1st and 10 from the 11-yard line with 3:23 left in the first quarter. We'll see if they can flip the field on the Rams.
Vista
Coleman.
back into their spread offense.
2 receivers set, 3 in the backfield. And Coleman
Sacked.
dropped for a loss. See if they give him forward progress anywhere close further than the 5-yard line, but
Ball on the 6-yard line.
so yeah, it looks like they're going to give him the 6.
It's a loss of 6 yards.
This is what both teams have been doing very poorly. Getting horrible starts on their 1st and 2nd downs. Every 3rd down has been almost a 3rd and 10 or longer. This is going to need to cut off about half the yardage on this 2nd down if they want to have a good 3rd down chance.
So Coleman hands the ball off.
He's able to get back just past the initial line of scrimmage by number 3, Theo Gehring.
Still going to be faced with a 3rd and long, though. Both these teams need to do a better job on 1st and 2nd down. Positive yardage. They've been, I think almost every 1st down has gone for a loss of yardage for both sides of the ball.
So 3rd and 8 coming up for Vista deep in their own territory. Coleman keeps it, rolls to his right, and he's got some room to run, and he cuts back into the middle of the field, and he's going to pick up the 1st down and some more as he gets across the 40-yard line out to the 41, 42-yard line.
What a great quarterback keeper for Robert Coleman. Like we said earlier, he's still trying to shake off the rust from today, but that was a great run.
And
That's
he had a good hit coming in back,
Yep.
cutting it back into the middle of the field. So looks like he's feeling all right and has got the Broncos out of the hole that they've been in.
That's the second or third RPO he's had tonight, and he's been making solid decisions on every one of them. They're letting the DN get through, and he's made the smart decision on every single
Gearing
play.
with the carry, and he's got
He's
some room
gone.
up the sideline. Cuts it back into the middle of the field, and he's down inside the 10. And just like that, the Vista Murrieta Broncos have flipped the field on the Mesa Rams.
What a run by Theo Gearing. I said it earlier. You got to watch out for that speed and agility. He found some space, and he capitalized on it.
And
So
the key to tonight's game for the Broncos, from one of the coaches that I spoke to earlier, assistant coach, they got to play fast.
Yep.
And right now they're proving it. And that's the key to the victory tonight for the Broncos. Let's see if they can put some points on the board, though.
So they mark it at the 11-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10, not 1st and goal. Coleman with a one-back set, 2 receivers. And he keeps it, and
Quarterback
he's got a
keeper.
lane, and he
He's in.
walks into the end zone untouched. Touchdown, Vista Murrieta.
Way to return Mr. Robert Coleman of the Vista Murrieta Broncos. He hasn't played in 3 weeks, and he's able to pick up not only 1, not 2, but 3 main plays on this drive right here for the score.
He accounted for probably 80% of the yards they got that time, that trip down the field.
Absolutely. Coleman is known to be a runner. He actually, before he went out the season, had more yards rushing than he did passing. He had a 100-plus yard game. He did not have a rushing touchdown, though. So that's his first of the season right there. 3 total touchdowns on the season, 2 passing, 1 rushing.
Extra point by Michael Snoddy is up and good with 1 minute, 20 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Vista Murrieta is on the board. First to strike, 7-0 Broncos.
So Vista Murrieta last week with no touchdowns at all. Very defensive game. They won 8-0 at home versus Loyola.
2 field goals and a safety.
A safety and 2 field goals.
That's the unique way to 8, huh?
It was, let's just say it wasn't the prettiest game.
But those are my kind of football games. I like that when it's won in the trenches. The offensive line and defensive line dictate the game. It doesn't happen often anymore with these offenses nowadays, but it's awesome to see every now and then an 8-0 game. That's the way I like it.
Only thing missing would be the mud and the grass.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, January is absolutely clotheslined.
By Maunga, the star, Vista Murrieta's defensive unit. He was able to get back there quick.
Yes,
What
he
a
was.
tackle. January barely kept it in bounds. I wish his foot might have wanted to be there. Mahonga, I think he grabbed him by the shoulder, though, not the face mask, so I don't think it was a penalty. What a tackle.
Well, there definitely wasn't one called, so we'll roll with the fact that it was a legit hit. So now the Mesa Rams find themselves in the position that the Vista Broncos were just in a second ago. Starting from just outside the 10-yard line, it'll be 1st and 10 Mesa. Let's see if they can answer Vista Murrieta's march down the field and put points up on the board for the Rams. Ayala set behind him. January
No going.
fakes it to January, and Ayala keeps it himself. Runs off right tackle.
Number 11, Joseph Ayala on the keeper.
What a great quarterback keeper.
So-
Able to pick up about 6 yards on that play.
Brings up 2nd down and 4 for the Murrieta Mesa Rams.
That's what Ayala's been best at this season. You see him almost get almost tackled at the line of scrimmage. He's been able to make something out of nothing very well all season long, and he does it again there. Picks up 6.
3 trips to the left. Ayala set back to throw, takes off again, and dives across just short of the 20-yard line. They'll be marking him down at the 19, and that'll bring up 3rd and 1 for the Mesa Rams.
You know, if he just holds on to the ball just for a little bit longer, I know he was diving to get away from a Bronco defender, but
Right.
if he could just hang on for one more second and get another yard or two, that's easy a 1st down.
Absolutely. Thompson and Morris set to the left. And a run to January. I don't think he got it because they are still behind the 20-yard line. Again, Mesa's offensive line struggles continue.
That one's shut down by Otero, the middle linebacker. Absolutely just collapsed the line of scrimmage, got in and hit January immediately as he got the ball. Forces up a great fourth down. Beautiful job by Vista to get off the field there.
Loss of 3 on the play, and that concludes quarter number 1. The only schools do as well. O'Brien's punt is away,
Back to
waiting for it.
Shakir.
Shakir at the 50, breaks
He's
a couple
able to break
tackles.
it.
Penalty marker flies, so we'll see what that has to hold. But initially, Tyrese Shakir is able to get it across the 40 down to the 37, 36-yard line. So we'll check the flag and see what happens.
Able to escape 3 defenders.
Great play by Shakir. I guess I was wrong earlier when I said they just left him out there because that was the personnel on the field. Looks very agile there, and they benched Hill because of the muff punt. Shakir's a good replacement on that one.
Must be the gold shoes he has on this evening.
Holding penalty called against the Broncos, so that'll push them back. So we'll see where the officials spot the ball before Vista Murrieta starts their third possession. But it has turned into a beautiful night of football. Looking across the field, the visiting stands are about as full as we've seen them.
Yeah, I was going to say our attendance might be a record high tonight for the season because that's the most away fans we've had all year long. I mean, if our stands are filled like usual, but
Yep.
the other side, Vista travels well. I mean, not traveling very far, but they brought some fans out here tonight.
So holding penalty will be from where the position transitioned. So from the 48, 50-yard line, they push the ball back. Vista will start 1st and 10 on their own 42-yard line with 11:46 left in the first half. We'll see if Coleman's happy feet will get running again. Flanked in the backfield by Theo Gehring. Gehring with the carry and met by a herd of Rams.
Yeah, they're able to get to him immediately. It appears that right side is where they're having problems, and the success is coming on the left side.
Yep. Ethan Minder in there with the initial contact and then followed up by his friends. Gain of 2 on the play brings up 2nd and 8 for Vista. Just across the 45-yard line.
Quarterback keeper.
Coleman with it again, makes a couple cuts, breaks a couple tackles, and gets across the 40-yard line.
Wow, I am impressed with Robert Coleman coming back off of a 3-week holdout because of the injuries. He's able to escape a couple tackles there and get up the field. I mean, that's good for, 17, 18 yards on that play.
And Peterson's calling some smart play calls for him early on, getting him a lot of RPOs and a lot of running options. That one, he gets a blocker in front of him, and it's just getting his quarterback mind thinking again before he even has to make some tough throwing decisions. He's able to make some tough running decisions right there. Great play calling early on for Coleman.
And give credit to the receivers and backs coming out of the backfield, blocking well downfield as well. As this pass is complete to number 98.
Tight end.
Which I don't have a number for. He's 98. He's big.
He's good for 2 yards.
It's good for 2 yards. Puts him right across the 40-yard line. He'll bring 2nd down and 8 coming up for Vista Murrieta.
Yeah, normally you don't see a tight end wearing number 98, but in tonight's game, it's a big guy.
The big guy. Coleman fakes the handoff and runs to his left and breaks another run off of 11 yards or so and picks up another 1st down for Vista Murrieta.
Boy, Coleman looks solid. He appears to be running either way with success at this point in time.
He's reading that rushing linebacker or defensive end really well. He's able to decide where they're going right away. And even if he picks wrong like he kind of did there, he's quick enough to get past them and get to the second level of the defense.
Handoff up the middle. Theo Gehring, finally, he's able to get the ball going.
Sua Venegas with the tackle.
He's just one of those running backs that when he gets the ball, he's running downhill. When you say running backs are running downhill, Gehring is the epitome of that. That's how he runs. He's just so quick, keeps his head down. You can see him at the end of this lowers his head and breaks one tackle and gets a couple extra yards there.
Gain of 18 on the play. Puts the ball 1st and 10 for Vista Murrieta at the 13-yard line. And we have our first timeout on the field called by
Vista.
Murrieta Mesa.
Mesa, I apologize.
No worries. You didn't call timeout,
Now, sometimes I want to.
right?
On Monday, October 1st, the Vista Murrieta High School Counseling Department will host their annual Junior-Senior Parent Night. This evening begins at 5:30 with a small college fair in front of the theater and will proceed at 6 p.m. in the theater with general overview for the night. This is a special evening where students and parents will have access to many resources in one evening. We will have several breakout sessions throughout the 2-hour event. Special breakout sessions include information for the SAT, ACT, NCAA, MSJC, financial aid, military information, and special presentation regarding the senior projects. We look forward to seeing you on Monday, October 1st.
And this time out brought to you by Ken's Sporting Goods, the official uniform supplier of Murrieta Mesa Rams football. If you need more information, call 1-888-403-KENS. That's 1-888-403-5367.
First down and 10. Broncos threatening to score again.
In the red zone,
Ball at the
Coleman has been a
14.
major factor tonight in his return. Handed off to Gearing, who runs right up the middle and is met with resistance by a few of the Mesa defenders, including Colin Layton.
Able to pick up 3 yards on that play. It looks like when Gearing is running the ball, it's going up the middle. When Coleman is running the ball as a quarterback keeper, it's going to the sides.
Yep.
He's making that read option of what the linebacker is deciding to do.
Caden King lining up in the backfield along with side of Coleman. 2 receivers set to the top. Jumbo set on the line of scrimmage. Coleman rolls straight back, throws to the corner, and it goes up and tries to make the attempt, but broken up by 2 defenders, including Ethan Sua-Venegas. Pass was intended for number 11, Ricky Johnson, in the back corner of the end zone. Good throw.
If he would have just checked off of that, he had the running back out of the backfield wide open.
Raquel Wagstaff was right there, lined up in the backfield, had him right in the flat route. If he got him on the run, he would have had some speed going towards the pylon. Could have almost got in. Now he's faced with a 3rd and long. It's just outside the 10.
Still a good throw. He put it in a position where only his receiver could get it. The defense was obviously tight. 3rd and 8. Coleman drops back, rolls, comes down, pulls it down himself, runs up to just across the 8-yard line down to the 7-yard line.
Defensive pressure by Mesa on that play made Robert Coleman make a decision. He never got a chance to set and look down the field whether it's a play or a run. The defense for Mesa was able to get there. He was forced to take off.
There might have been a receiver open in the end zone. There might have been a couple, but he just had no time to see it. He immediately took his 3-step drop. Defender was in his face and had to take it for the run.
Snoddy coming in for a 25-yard field goal attempt. That is up and good with 8:41 remaining in the first half. Vista Murrieta extends their lead 10. Murrieta Mesa Rams have yet to put on points on the board.
So Vista looking good after that muff punt, that first turnover on their first offensive play of the game. They've turned it around and have scored on their next
last
couple
2 possessions.
possessions.
And more importantly, Mesa wasn't able to capitalize on the turnover and get points out of that to put pressure on Vista Murrieta. So, yes, there's a turnover, but there was no points off that turnover. So, null and void. The only thing it really did was flip the field, but Vista Murrieta has been able to overcome pretty much any field position on the field with a couple big plays by Robert Coleman and a great run by Theo Gearing.
Mesa is having some success in penetrating on the defensive end, that offensive line of Vista.
That's been their weakness all year long. Is the defensive line is the strength. They're able to get to the quarterback It's limiting those big plays, the big plays where the quarterback or running back breaks out and breaks loose. That's been their weakness all season long. They haven't been able to do that.
Snotty left-footed kicker kicks it into the end zone for a touchback. Mesa will take over 1st and 10 on the 20, so no chance of a return. And as JP knows, special teams has been a sweet spot for us so far this season. Lots of great returns by both Andrew Morris and Antonio January this season.
Antonio January is one of those players you got to get him the ball regardless of how it is. Whether it's a kick return, a punt return, a handoff, get the ball in his hands, and he's deadly.
And maybe the Vista Murrieta coaches understand that and know that, and that's why they're kicking it in the end zone.
4 receiver set, 2 to each side. One back in the backfield, outside Ayala. Ayala in the shotgun. Rolls to his left, throws downfield, and it is complete.
That is a beautiful curve,
To
curl
Damian
route.
Thompson.
6'5" junior, Damian Thompson for Mesa. Beautiful curl route.
And folks, just so you know, Desmond Jackson, our freshman phenom, has checked into the contest. He's missed the last couple of weeks with an ankle injury. It's great to have him back on the field.
Lined up in the backfield. He is just such an excellent runner, very patient, and when he sees a hole, he strikes right through it. He's got the ball now. His first carry since game 2.
And welcome back to the game. Number 28, Desmond Jackson with the carry.
Him going out was just such a brutal break because we were able to line up Jackson and January in the backfield. Had so many threats back there. Now that we got them both back, the offense is much more versatile. The play calling opens up, and Jackson just opens up our offense for so many more options.
Speed was obvious as well.
Jackson able to get the first down for Mesa as they're out across the 35-yard line. Fakes it to Jackson, hands it to January, and now he's got some room up the middle. And he's met with resistance by the Bronco defense.
Like I said, Coach Turner's got to love this. He's opening the playbook for both these guys. Fake handoff to Jackson, gives it to January. You just pick one, and they'll get you 5 yards. Get them in the open field, and both of them are electric.
Penny Elias in on the stop for Vista, but his helmet came off, so he has to come off for a play. CIF rules dictate the safety of the kids. If your helmet comes off, you have to come off the field for at least one play. Ayala in the shotgun, flanked by Jackson and January. 2 receivers to the top, 1 to the bottom.
Handoff.
Jackson again. Only a couple this time.
Met immediately by the Broncos.
Darren Jones on the tackle for the Vista Murrieta Broncos with a little help from Jason Tafua.
Don't know where Jackson was in the first quarter, but a play like that, it just, like I said, it opens up the offense where the linebackers have to stay honest a little bit, whereas in the first quarter, it was just January. They were coming right at him, immediately handoff, boom, we're there. They had to wait a little bit, see which running back got the ball, and that, at least on a bad play, let Jackson get back to the line of scrimmage.
3rd and 5 coming up for the Rams. We're at the 42-yard line. Ayala back to pass. Dumps it off, intended for Andrew Morris, but it falls to incomplete.
A little short on that pass.
4th and 5 coming up for the Rams as they send in the punting unit once again. O'Brien coming in to punt and back deep to receive. Tyrese Shakir for Vista Murrieta. So the Rams were able to dig out of the hole, get up close to midfield, but that's where the drive stalls. And we will kick it away. But JP knows that we are not immune from the deception of a fake punt. Kicks away. Another high punt. Fair catch called for and made at the 36-yard line. Vista Murrieta will take over with 6:18 left in the first half.
What's interesting is Tyrese Shakir has been receiving the punts after Alex Hill muff punt. Now, all of last week, that was Alex Hill on the kickoff and the punt return all game.
You know, it's almost negative reinforcement for Coach Peterson. You got to keep your best players out there. And I'm not saying Shakir isn't a great returner, but Alex Hill has shown his ability back there. He makes one mistake. It was windy. It's brutal. It was just kind of an unlucky break for him. You got to put him back out there and see what he can do.
He's back out there on the offensive as a receiver. He's in the slot.
Trips to the right, one back set. Caden King in the backfield. He gets the ball. No, faked by Coleman. On the exchange, little.
What a fortunate bounce by Coleman. As we all know, football shape is oblong. That could have gone anywhere. He fakes the handoff, pulls it away at the last second, and it bounces right back to him. What a fortunate break for Vista Murrieta.
Wagstaff in the backfield was, you don't know if an elbow caught it or whatever, but Broncos were lucky to retain possession from there.
Trips back to the right.
Coleman does hand the ball off to Wagstaff this time, and he gets across midfield, the 49-yard line, or maybe they're going to mark him right at the 50. And that is good for a first down for Vista Murrieta. Gain of 5 on the play.
And one thing about the Vista Murrieta Broncos is they do running back by committee. We saw all of Theo Guerin most of the first quarter. Now we're seeing a lot of Wagstaff in this quarter, and we still have another running back on raid that we have not seen at all.
Hand ball off the Hill, coming around the left side, makes a move, cuts back in field, and gets tackled.
Number 21, Alex Hill on the carry for the Broncos.
By number 3, Sue Venegas. Ethan with a great play on that one. Good open field tackle.
He's able to pick up 4 yards on that.
Yep, Hill gets 4 on the play, brings up second down and 6 for Vista Murrieta. Ball just across the 50-yard line at the 46-yard line of Mesa.
Both teams running no huddle. They wait for signals from the sideline.
Coleman in the shotgun, drops back to pass. Under pressure from Keon Bars. Passes away, and penalty marker flies late from the complete opposite side of the field. Pass was complete to Alex Hill. And if the play stands, is good enough for a first down and a gain of 12.
I thought there was no way he had that ball. He got his knees in. I thought it was out of bounds. Yeah, he bobbled that too. That might have hit the ground. Oh, they did rule it incomplete. But it was a holding call against Vista Murrieta, so it'll be pushed back 10 yards anyways.
Great pressure by the Rams. Keon Bars he was able to chase down Robert Coleman.
Keon's our star on defense.
Offense number 52. 5 yards from the previous spot. Still second down.
So ineligible receiver downfield called against Vista, so that backs them up. Be second down and 11, and the ball will be placed at the 48-yard line.
That's one of those plays where it just gets the offensive lineman out of position. It's just a broken play, and they don't know what to do. And then when the quarterback passes it 10 seconds later, they found themselves 5 yards down the field because they thought he was going to run.
Coleman hands the ball off. Wagstaff.
Nothing doing.
By the wall of Rams defenders.
Wagstaff on the carry.
Led by Ari Collins with some friends.
Number 99, Ari Collins.
No gain on the play, brings up third down and 11. Once again, third and long coming up for the Broncos. Ricky Johnson set to the bottom of the field. Wagstaff in the backfield. Trips to the right. Alex Hill, the number 21 in the slot. He goes deep. Fake and
intercepted.
Penalty marker on the play, but the ball was intercepted by Ethan Suavanegas.
Incomplete.
We'll see.
The line judge made a bold call there.
The penalty marker is in the secondary, so we will see what the call entailed.
Did he step out?
I think this is either going to be like defensive holding or illegal contact.
I think it's going to be illegal contact because the wide receiver had a little stop and go route, and the cornerback he bought for the comeback route. It was a great pump fake by Coleman to sell that, and he kind of held him and was holding on. And I think it's defensive holding, but we'll see the
Keon
call.
Barr's signaling the call's going against Vista Murrieta, so we'll see if Keon is trading his green and gold for black and white stripes.
A key thing to note, though, the line judge called it an incomplete pass, so Vista will keep the ball regardless. The line judge made a call from far down the field. I don't know if he'll be overruled or not. We'll see what the ref has to
He's
say.
explaining it to Coach Turner as we speak.
Before the pass is in the air, holding, defense number 3. 10 yards from the previous spot, it's still third down.
So holding is the call against Ethan Sua-Venegas on the defense for the Rams.
Stop and go.
10-yard penalty will make it third down and 1 from the 41-yard line of Mesa. So incomplete pass, yes. Penalty against Mesa's defense,
Yes.
obviously, of course. So, but it does not come with an automatic first down as most normal football does. So we'll tee it up and do it again. 3rd and 1 coming up for Vista. I would expect to see Wagstaff or Coleman on a direct or indirect run. And timeout on the field called by Mesa.
Very smart timeout by Coach Turner. 3rd and 1. This is a huge down. If you could stop him here, force him to punt, maybe get the ball back, get some points before the half ends and make it a one-possession game, this is a monstrous 3rd and 1.
This timeout is brought to you by our friends at Which Superior Sandwiches right here down off of the freeway. Go down and see Danny and Sandy, the owners. And then if you see someone with a name tag that says Jessie, you can say hi to her. That is my daughter.
Yeah.
Serving up sandwiches for the last 2 years down there. Great sandwiches. Totally unique experience. You can customize your sandwich. It's all based on the bag you choose. You include what you want and eliminate what you don't. Our friends at Which.
So when you taking us to lunch, Mark?
Hey, just say the word. I kind of got a hookup. So
Okay. I see.
the best day that I love to go, their signature sandwich is called the Wicked, and they have Wicked Wednesdays. So it's like $5 for a sandwich that's normally $8. And it's 5 meats and 3 cheeses and whatever else you want to put on it. It's just it's heaven on a bun. And that's all I can say. It's heaven on a bun. 3rd and 1 coming up for Vista Murrieta. Wagfield in the backfield. And he gets the carry, and
That is good enough for a first.
it is good enough for a first. Although it didn't look like it at first, but his second effort did push across the 40-yard line down to the 39.
That's one of those plays where you just watch the trenches, and Vista gets off the ball very well there. They're able to push the Mesa Rams defense to their left side and push them down the field. Gave the running back some easy ground. Didn't get hit till about the line of scrimmage, so he was able to fall forward for the first down.
Keon Bars eventually with the stop after the game at 2. Brings up first down and 10 for Vista Murrieta just inside the 40-yard line at the 39 of Mesa. Our mystery tight end in motion. Handoff is to Gearing.
Theo Gehring back into the game and able to head over to that right side. It actually goes against what I said earlier. They didn't have success on the right, but success on the left, and now they're picking up a little success on the right-hand side now.
Good clearing block by Artie Bedford, number 70, the right tackle, clearing out the linebacker out of there. As Gearing gets 3 on the play, brings up 2nd down and 7 for Vista. Right at the 36-yard line. Broncos are trailing, or not trailing, but they are stomping down the field again.
Robert Coleman.
Coleman again. And he is met almost immediately after a gain of 2. I was looking for the word stampeding because Broncos are a herd of Broncos stampede. But
He got through. He had some momentum, and then he hit a wall of Artie Collins.
Yes, he did.
Sent him back.
We have an injured Ram on the field. Can't
like-
see the number right now.
we can't see the numbers most of the time anyway.
I think it's number 42, Ethan Minder. Great linebacker for the Rams.
Can't tell if it's just a cramp or if it's actually an ankle injury. Cassidy out there with her group, our head lead athletic trainer here at Mesa. She does such a great job with our athletes, getting them healthy.
And it's so great to see the students being a part of that and learning out there
Yep.
with the training staff.
It is number 42, Ethan Minder, our middle linebacker. He's up on his own accord and is able to move off. Little limpy, but
Let's just hope it's a cramp and he can head to the sideline, get some water in him, hydrate a little bit, and make his way back out on the field in the second half.
It wasn't super hot today, so the field shouldn't be too hot. It was only just under 90 degrees today. But we all know that if you live down in the valley, it has been one of the hottest summers on record.
Yes, it has.
And the field does not do any favors in relieving the coolness.
Third down and 6.
Coleman rolls to his right, looking downfield, throws.
Incomplete.
Incomplete.
Intended for number 11 of the Broncos, Ricky Johnson.
Don't know if you guys saw that, but he had Hill on an inside streak route wide open down the field. Totally beat Venegas, had him by about 10 yards, and Coleman was unable to deliver that ball or even just find him with his eyes there.
Timeout.
Seniors of Murrieta Mesa, it's time to get your FAFSA and DREAM account paperwork into the office. This paperwork is due Friday and is a must-have from your counselors if you are planning to go to college or attending a university. For more information, see your counselors in the office or tune into Rams Daily News beginning on Monday. Again, you might want to get that FAFSA paperwork in. That is a key piece to your college career. I have 2 daughters. And both of them it's a yearly thing, but it is very important in getting that paperwork in because that is your financial money for your education.
Can you teach my son how to do that, Mark?
It's been a struggle getting my kids to do it. It's every year. Dad, what's your social security number? I give it to you. Can you not remember it? Write it down somewhere. You're never going to use it except for this.
My son's a senior at Vista Murrieta, so
very good.
We're going through it.
Does he have any ideas of where he wants to go or what he wants to study?
Criminal justice.
There you go. Well, that was a crime right there.
Yes, it was.
Speaking of crimes.
Flag on the play.
Flag on the play. Coleman rolling around, tries to hit Hill, but
penalty on the Broncos.
Nothing working on that
Great play by the Broncos defense. A 4th down, so they'll decline the penalty as it was an incomplete pass. Block in the back there, easily see it on number 94. But it's not going to matter nonetheless. They'll decline it. Huge turnover on downs for the Broncos. We said the last 3rd and 1 was huge. That turnover on downs is big for Mesa. Got to put some points on the board before halftime. They got 1 timeout, just over 2 minutes left. See what Ayala can do.
2-minute drill here for Mesa. They haven't got much success on the offensive end. See what they can do here in this last 2 minutes of the first half.
It's important to score here before the half. Get some points on the board because Vista gets the opening kickoff of the second half. So it'll be important. Pass to Burleson.
Tackled immediately by the Broncos.
If they're going to air the ball out, they got to get Burleson involved. He had such a great week last week, had 2 touchdowns, a monster game for Burleson. He's one of the key receivers for the Rams.
Hunter Escarilla for the Broncos with the tackle, 6'2" junior.
Ayala back to pass, under pressure, and he will go down in a absolute dog pile.
Yes. You know, I don't think Ayala could even see his receivers on that play. It looks like because the pressure was coming from the side. He had to step up, and as soon as he stepped up,
it was over.
Yeah, he tried to back out to the left, but he ran into his own player, so he stepped up, and it met 3 Rams defensive linemen.
Official timeout by Vista Murrieta with 1:25 remaining in the first half. This timeout is brought to you by our friends at Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A, if you've not ever had Chick-fil-A, they are the originators of the chicken sandwich, and we have lost our feed, but that's okay. Chick-fil-A, the original chicken sandwich, either in deluxe or the regular spicy one.
Yep.
Famous for their sauces, their strips, their nuggets. They do breakfast. The chicken minis are delicious. And get yourself a lemonade while you're down there, and then if you go, get me one because it's one of my favorite drinks that they have. Their sweet tea is really good as well.
I don't think we actually lost our feed. I think the Mac went to sleep.
Yeah, well, that happens. Even apples need a nap every now and again, right?
Third down.
3rd and 8.
Big play for Mesa.
Ayala back, lobs it up for Burleson, and a great defensive play by Miles Martin. No flags on the play. Burleson had a shot at it, but just was not able to get a handle on it.
Simple one-on-one play. Coach Turner out on the field just going ballistics on the officials right now.
And they could have called a foul on that. The defender, Miles Martin, had his right hand on the hip of Burleson, kind of turned him, and looks like this penalty is going to go against.
Sideline warning against Murrieta Mesa. Their first and only warning of the half.
That was Turner stepping out onto the football field and literally going after the official.
Yeah, exactly what that is. So sideline warning does not incur a penalty on the first occasion. That is a warning. It is a 5-yard penalty the next time if Mesa does get called.
4th down.
So it'll bring up 4th down coming up for the Mesa Rams, coming into punt. No, it doesn't look like our punt. There we go.
There we go.
So with 1:19, the Rams will punt the ball away. Back deep for Vista Murrieta is Tyrese Shakir.
And this is the reason why Vista called that timeout earlier.
On
is
3rd down. Yep.
So they can. They knew they were in 3rd down. They had to pass the ball. So if that's incomplete, they have time on the clock to try to get up the field and put some more points on the board before the half.
O'Brien into punt. Bad snap.
Bad snap. Oh, and he has to run.
And he will take off to the left. And
he almost got a first down.
Oh, he may have with the penalty. If they hit him out of bounds late, then that will be an automatic first down with an extra 15 yards on top of that.
It's a benefit of having one of your wide receivers as your punter. He's got some speed.
Yep.
He mishandled the punt and just made the judgment call and said, hey, guys, I'm just going to take this.
So,
had some blockers in front of him, was able to get close to the first down, and maybe with the flag he'll get it.
Well, he's there, where the referees are standing, they're right on the 48-yard, and that would put him a yard short of the first down line to gain. So we'll see what the penalty is, and if it's just –
that flag came in after the play, so it had to have been a late hit or hit out of bounds.
The ruling on the field is that the runner was short of the line to gain. After the play is over, personal foul, defense, number 46, 15 yards from the end of the run, first and
Personal
10.
foul on the Broncos. After the play.
Penalty on the Broncos, number 46, their star linebacker, Muonga. He must have just hit him as he was going out of bounds, or he was already out of bounds.
Yeah, he must have already been out of bounds. What a puzzling penalty call, because if it was a late hit, it would have been on the run, and it would be Mesa's football. But
I mean, this was a 15-yard personal
Murrieta's
foul.
got the ball.
So they're saying basically post-possession, the line to gain was not gained by the punter. He went out of bounds, and then there was the personal foul penalty on Muonga. So
it's just a loss of 15 yards for the Broncos from the 48-yard line.
Correct. Basically, it just puts them 1st and 10 back at the 42.
Clock is running.
Under a minute left here in the first half. Mr. Murrieta Coleman looks to the left and hits Ricky Johnson, who runs right in the middle of the field. Penalty marker flies yet again.
Short of the first down.
That's usually in the line of illegal use of hands or blocking downfield by a receiver or tight end. As it stands, he's right on the line for the first down. Personal foul penalty called against the Rams.
That penalty hurts.
That one puts them deeper into Ram territory. Puts the ball just outside the 30-yard line at the 32. And now with just over 41 seconds remaining in the first half, Mesa has to raise their level of defense to keep Vista Murrieta out of the scoreboard. Coleman back to pass, looking downfield, throws.
Man, wide open.
Has Hill at the inside the 10. It'll be 1st and goal for Vista Murrieta. They have 2 timeouts and 25 seconds to work with, and they will use one of those timeouts right here.
As dynamic as Hill is, there was no way
timeout of the
that he was not going to make some noise here in this game. Even with that muff punt that at the start of the game, he has come back and looked strong.
Yeah, too much of a good player to keep him silent all game, all half. Great throw by Coleman, catches him in stride, and he's able to pick up a few more yards after the catch and get the Broncos inside the 10.
This timeout is brought to you by Adam Bouvet at the Mill. Pizza, pasta, salad, sandwiches, and catering in historic downtown Murrieta. For more information, visit themillmurrieta.com. If you do go down to the Mill, it is a great place, great sandwiches, great wood-fired pizza. And say hello to my friend Adam Bouvet, the owner of the Mill.
Is there nobody you know in this city, Mark?
Well, my wife works with the Chamber of Commerce, so no, there isn't. And we'll give Patrick Ellis and the Chamber of Murrieta a little plug here. Great group of people, just serving the city and supporting small businesses across the Murrieta, Wildomar, Temecula Valley.
First and goal.
Coleman, tight end or Hill stumbled, and he looks like he's hurt. Like he's got a shoulder issue. That could be a problem for Vista Murrieta. He is such an electric player.
I think he got hit off the line of scrimmage because it was supposed to be a fade route to him.
He's in a lot of pain because he did not even complete the route.
He can't even lift his right arm at this point in time.
So 20 seconds left in the first half. Vista Murrieta already in field goal range.
Second down, second and goal.
Coleman rolls to his right. Jump pass to the corner is incomplete. Intended for number 94, Edward Tamalino.
Tamalino. Malio.
Tamilio.
6'3", 230. Just get him in the corner of the end zone. Let him use his body, almost like basketball player. Just box the defender out. Defender got to him, though, right on time, was able to break up that pass.
15.2 seconds remaining. Third down for Vista Murrieta. Coleman rolls to his right under pressure. Keon Barr is putting pressure on him. He can't get him, throws away, and falls incomplete.
He had no choice. He had to get rid of that ball. He was bouncing back and forth, and Mesa defenders were just right there.
Pass was intended for Theo Gearing out of the backfield. The elusive back was just not able to get to a position to where he can make a play. Coleman, knowing what the offense was called for, threw it into a no-man's land zone so that it could fall harmlessly to the turf. And that'll bring in Snoddy in for a field goal attempt of 29 yards. Penalty marker.
Holding. Offense number 56. 10 yards from the spot.
So that will make this a little more interesting on the holding penalty called against Vista Murrieta.
Ball on the 21.
So that's going to be a 38-yard field goal try. Snoddy was good from 25 earlier. This will stretch him out. Left-footed kicker. Whistle blows as that kick was short, but he really didn't go follow through. He heard the whistles and just kind of went through the motion.
For the snap. Timeout. Murrieta Mesa.
So Mesa takes their final timeout of the half. Can't take it into the locker room with you, so might as well use it.
Coach Turner trying to freeze the kicker.
Right. So this timeout is brought to you by Cash and Law Firm. Your local injury attorneys. Experience compassion and results. Auto accidents, bicycle accidents, motorcycle accidents, pedestrian accidents, dog bites, work injuries, all serious injuries. See Lewis Cashin, your local injury attorney. Phone number is 951-461-2387. Website is www.khashanlaw.com.
Second chance here for Snooty.
Is it Snooty or Snotty? Because there's one O and two D's.
I think we can go either way. You call him Snooty, I call him Snotty. How's that?
Snoonotty. I'll just combine it into one. Number 80, Nolan Clanton is the holder. That is a key piece in this puzzle as well. So we'll see.
His last attempt was a little short, so let's see if he can give it his all on this one.
Again, left-footed kicker, 38-yard field goal try. Another penalty marker flies. That one sails through.
Good.
But we'll see what the penalty in holds, because that didn't get over by a lot. If they back him up anymore, I don't know if he's got the leg to get it over 40 yards. But we'll see. Down to 1 second remaining in the
Penalty on the
half.
Broncos.
Illegal formation on the kicking team. 5-yard penalty. Still third down.
So this will stretch Snotty's range, as that one got over, but it didn't get over by a lot. So this will now be, if they decide to keep.
43.
Got to think Peterson might use his timeout here just to consider his options.
Right.
This is a long field goal, and he may want to bring in his quarterback and throw a Hail Mary, possibly get 7 on the board. But this is going to be a tough field goal.
If you're Mesa, do you put someone back deep knowing that he could be short?
How often do you see a
43.
kicker get 3 attempts?
Right.
Kick is up.
And is
Short.
no good, just out of his range. So Vista Murrieta shoots themselves in the foot to end the half, have 3 attempts at the field goal, miss the first, make the second, and miss the only one that counted from 43 yards. So we are at halftime. Vista Murrieta Broncos 10, Murrieta Mesa Rams 0. Mike, Jason, do you need us to stay on, or what's the plan?
Yeah.
Okay.
So they do the stats on the field there.
Props.
When he staged, it looks like they're pretty good. Where's your sister at? She's standing next to you? Oh, I can't see her. What is she? It looks like that's one of your friends standing next to you. Who's that, Jackson? Jonah? Where's Jazzy? Oh, okay. I see Jazzy. All right, put her on the phone real quick.
Two live reads the second half for the longer ones and try and hold in reserve. You guys, I like it when you guys are answering off of each other and pulling back and forth. It sounds great.
Hey, Jazzy.
Perfect.
Hey, are you going home with me or are you going to go with Justin? You're going to come home with me. So I'm up in the scorer's box. I'm literally right in front of you. See me waving my hand? You got to come up here after the game. Okay, well, after the game, come see me because I don't want to stay here very long. All right, bye, baby. I got a senior and a freshman.
You're a blessed man.
Yeah, I'm lucky.
You need a water or anything?
No, I got one. I brought one today. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
Ladies and gentlemen, under the direction of drum majors Maggie Ferrick, Adriana Leal, and McKenna Soul, the Marching Emerald Regiment will be performing their 2018 production, Top Secret. marching emerald regiment. The marching emerald regiment would like to thank all of you for your continued support of our music and performing arts programs here at Mesa. We would also like to thank the booster, President Sean Coleman.
Chaparral surprising everybody in the Southwestern
are.
League. 5-0, undefeated. Both Mesa and Vista coming in at 3-2, as well as Temecula Valley. MV, who was slated to win the Southwestern League, coming in at 2-3 as league starts, and Great Oak at 1-4.
You know, a lot of this is all about scheduling, though. You know, now we're getting Southwestern League started. Some teams schedule a little more tough schedules, like Vista Murrieta had
Correct.
a very tough schedule. And their preseason records are not depictive of the talent of their team. But now we're in Southwestern League. We're going to start ripping each other apart,
Yep.
and we'll see how it goes.
Right.
Second half here, keys to the second half. I mean, Vista continues to play fast.
They do.
The speed is obvious. Now, there were some signs of speed from Mesa when they put in their returning running back.
Yeah. Jackson and January were able to display their skills.
Yep.
They both took handoffs. And that's what Vista's been able to do better. And that's what high school football is all about, getting the ball into your athletes with some space. Vista has been able to do that. They've gotten the ball to Gearing. Quarterback Coleman has been able to take the ball, get it in space. They haven't gotten January and Jackson out in the open. That's one thing I look at for Mesa to do in the second half.
Benjamin Isaacson with the pooch kick, and
Uh-oh.
here
There
we
he
go.
goes.
Theo Gearing has a lead.
He is up the
and
field.
He
Is
will score.
Touchdown, Broncos.
Athletes in space right there. We see it 13 seconds into this first or second half. Get the ball to Gearing. He's got the speed. He's got the agility. Breaks one tackle, and he's gone.
And he wasn't even the featured returner. The kick was short.
Pooch kick almost. Taken by the up man, and penalty is that you kicked it to someone that actually has the ability to do something with it.
Yes. Not a great way to start the second half for the Mesa Rams.
Extra point is up and good. So just inside the start of the second half. And Vista Murrieta is able to extend their lead to 17-0 over the Mesa Rams.
Just like that, people are going to be getting back to their seats, and they're going to see the scoreboard and go, what the heck happened? Gearing happened. Beautiful kick return for him. Just absolutely turned on the Jets once he hit midfield, and it was all over.
The extra gearing.
He definitely has a few of those
Yes.
extras.
Snooty. Out the kick for the Broncos.
Snotty Snooty.
Snooty. He's a 6'2 junior for Vista Murrieta. So ultimately, I'm going to have to get his name right because I'm going to have to be announcing it for a few years.
Yep. Andrew Morris and Antonio January back deep for the Rams. We'll see if Snotty can give us a chance on a return. Last kick he made went into the end zone for a touchback. We'll see what transpires here. Left-footed kicker approaches the ball.
And he's built like a linebacker.
He is a load. Line drive kick taken by January at the 2. Breaks to his left, cuts to the middle of the field, and is brought down by number 39, Isaiah Williams of the Broncos special teams unit. But he does get it out to cross the 20-yard line to the 23, where the Broncos defense will take over on defense, and the Mesa Rams will take over for their first possession of the second half. Vista Murrieta Broncos, navy blue pants, white tops with blue trim, navy blue plain colored matte blue helmets. Mesa, white pants, green tops, gold letters, white helmet, gold Ram logo.
Now is Ayala going to open it up this half and get the ball in the air a little bit more?
He's going to need to. He takes it here for a run, but You let that kick return touchdown go right away, you're down by 3 possessions. You got to start opening it up. Got to get the receivers involved. We haven't even seen Damian Thompson even be targeted for one throw. He hasn't even thrown the ball much, maybe less than 5 times. Ayala's got to get back and got to be confident in his throwing ability and hit these receivers out wide.
Nathan Bolton with the tackle again for the Broncos.
Gain of 6 on the play. Ayala was able to get 6 yards on the play, brings up 2nd down and 4. Ball just across the 30-yard line. Jackson in motion. Pumps. Ayala rolls to his right, throws back to number 28, Desmond Jackson. There's the freshman, and there comes a late penalty marker.
Number 28, Desmond Jackson.
Tackle by the Broncos, Tyrese Shakir. Great open field tackle.
So the Rams sent Jackson in motion, and Ayala was able to scramble around and find him downfield.
Penalties on the Broncos.
After the first down was achieved, personal foul. Number 74 on the offense.
Oh.
15 yards from the end of the run.
Correction.
1st and 10.
We've seen a lot of late hits, late shoving matches by both teams. Back and forth, they're getting real scrappy out here, and that one goes against Mesa.
Keith Timothy, guard for on the line for the Rams. I didn't even see that.
Right. So that'll back the Rams up. Be 1st and shouldn't be 1st and 10.
Ball on the 18.
Ball placed on the 18-yard line. 1st down for the Rams.
So they're saying that it was after the Rams had attained the 1st down yardage, or enough to get the 1st down. So it's kind of like how the first half kind of ended for Vista Murrieta. They still keep the ball, they still get the 1st down, just backed up 15 yards.
Handoff good for a couple yards.
Desmond Jackson on the carry for Mesa.
Desmond Jackson, the ball carrier on the play. Tackled by Samuel Mounga, who's been active, very active tonight. His name has been called quite a bit.
What a gift for the Vista Murrieta Broncos, Mounga and Bolton.
Yep.
Shoring up the middle.
And the middle has been clogged all night.
There's
Ayala
Bolton
under
right
pressure
there.
and intended for Desmond Jackson, but broken up by the middle linebacker before that play could get any momentum at all.
The speed of Bolton up the middle here is just amazing.
Screenplay called, and they read it like a book. These linebackers got to Jackson, and they just swarmed him. No chance he was catching that one.
Mounga and Hardy in on the stop. 3rd and 11 coming up for
Blitz.
Mesa. Ayala was able to step up, has some room,
Nice move.
breaks free, and gets still on his feet out across the 40-yard line, and that will be 12 yards more than they need for the 1st down as Mesa moves the ball towards the middle of the field.
Got to see more of that. More big plays by Ayala. Got to be confident with it, and he's such a dynamic runner that get him outside, get him in space, and he's deadly.
So now that tackle needs to be made by the Broncos on that play. It shouldn't allow him to get an additional 3, 4, 5 yards.
Yeah, they had 4 Broncos around him, and he was able to break the tackle of all 3 of them. All 4 of them. All 4 of them had a hand on him. They still couldn't bring him to the ground. Ayala keeps it again now under pressure in the backfield, and he will be dropped for a loss of 2 on the play.
Quarterback
So
sack.
live by the sword, die by the sword, right?
Darren Jones, first time we called his name tonight, 6'1" senior with the tackle.
Loss of 1. 2nd down.
Loss of 1 on the play.
2nd and 11 coming up for the Mesa Rams from their own 41-yard line. Trying to get anything going, get on the scoreboard, and put a little bit more pressure on Vista Murrieta to maintain their lead. In case you missed it, start of the second half, Theo Gehring went about 60 yards for a return for a touchdown to open the second half, scoring.
Uh-oh. Watch out.
Bolton putting pressure on Ayala, who lost it downfield, intended for Desmond Jackson out of the backfield, but it is broken up and falls harmlessly to the turf.
Jackson's got to come down with that one. Looked like it hit him right in the hands or in the chest. Ayala, it was underthrown, but he got the throw off. Pressure on him right away, but Jackson has got to secure this.
Oyawale for the Broncos coming in from the defensive end spot just put a lot of pressure on Ayala.
And Tyrese Shakir able to break it up on the backside of the play as well. Shotgun formation, 2 backs in, they stay in on the play. Throw is intended for Damian Thompson, but falls incomplete. Again, covered on the play by Tyrese Shakir for the Broncos.
And it appeared one of the Broncos fell covering him, so he was open for a second there. Just Ayala couldn't get him the ball.
Yep, he underthrew it, and that'll bring up 4th down for Mesa. Coming in to kick the ball away, Ryan O'Brien back deep again is Tyrese Shakir for Vista Murrieta. In case you missed the first half, normally Alex Hill is the punt returner, but he had a muffed punt. Not necessarily his fault. Little wind, little still hazy sun may have affected it. He was looking directly into that
Ball
direction.
blocked.
And again, a friendly roll.
I think it was blocked by Bolton. I think he was able to get his hand on it.
That one was blocked, and it flew about probably 15 yards and then rolled for another 30.
So just as effective. Normally you don't have that with a blocked punt, but ball rolls down to the 36-yard line. I don't get that many good rolls at a bakery.
No. I got a few rolls myself, but not like that.
Right? Normally it checks up like a wedge and backs up 10 yards. Matt Coleman with his first possession of the second half. He lines up alone in the backfield, and he throws and he hits Ricky Johnson in the wide receiver bubble screen, and a touchdown saving tackle
By the safety.
made by Ethan Suavanegas.
We've seen them run that play a couple times, just the inside bubble screen, and it almost broke it free the last 2 times they ran it. They finally get a good play, completely switches the field, gets it all over there, picks up a huge gain.
And that inside screen is intended to go across the field.
Correct. It's the misdirection of everything. You get everybody moving one way, and then the receiver coming back against the grain where everyone's getting blocked.
Quarterback
keeps
keeper.
in the cell. Gets about 4 yards on the play out across to the 35-yard line of Mesa.
Ethan Minder on the tackle for Mesa, number 42.
And Ethan Minder on the tackle. Good to have him back in the contest. He was the injured Mesa Ram earlier in the second quarter.
And Coach Turner is still in the officials' ears getting after these guys.
Coach Turner is a very intimidating man. Swing pass out to Theo Gearing.
Great tackle.
And a good open field tackle there
Chad Ortega.
by Chad Ortega.
5'9" senior for the Rams.
Short gain brings up 3rd down for the Broncos.
So no gain on the play. Brings up 3rd down, and we'll call it 6 for Vista. First offensive possession of the second half for them. And they've been able to move it into Ram territory at the 35-yard line. Coleman back. Straight drop back. Throws down the middle. And almost intercepted, intended for Ricky Johnson. And now a late penalty comes in, and the crowd is in complete disapproval.
Yeah, the paying officials here are not happy with that call. Ethan Suavanegas absolutely came in, cracked down, broke that up. I think they might call him for illegal contact to the head, unnecessary roughness on a defensive receiver.
Or did he say something and the referee heard it after
Like a
the initial
taunting.
hit? Like a taunting.
Unsportsmanlike.
Could have been that one, yeah, because that was a hard hit. He was excited for that one. He was pumped up.
the hit looked legal from up
Yeah,
here.
it did.
Absolutely.
So was it something that was said afterwards? I mean, the officials are talking it over right now.
And you have to look at, did the receiver put himself in harm's way if it is a call that is like an unnecessary roughness penalty? And it looks like that's the case. They're waving the penalty off. No penalty for any kind of unsportsmanlike conduct. No penalty for illegal hit or a defensive receiver. Just a real clean, real good football play on both ends.
Get another look at it here.
Coleman put it right where it needed to be, and it was just a case of two people meeting at the same place on the field. So
And he
coming
didn't
in,
even lead with his head. I don't even know if they made head-to-head contact. He
Right.
led with his hands, completely broke it up, just laid him the shoulder into him. A beautiful textbook hit. That's how you break up a pass as a defensive back.
Now, is that play good enough to get the Rams going?
it should be. I mean, obviously your defense leads to some spark and some energy, and the punt will go.
Oh, nice.
Looks like.
Was he able?
The
Yes, he
referee
was.
Says he was going to mark it down at the 2. And
Great special
that-
team play for the Broncos.
And they are saying that he was able to stay out of the end zone and throw it back into play.
Here's the hit. Okay, we're going back off the replay.
And like you were saying, that hit could give them some momentum, but the Broncos get it right back with a perfect punt, pin them inside their own 5-yard line.
So
Here come the Broncos defense. The speed has been evident this evening, and the linebackers, Bolton and Maunga, are all over the field today.
MMHS has their work cut out for them. 97 yards in front of them. And 11 white jerseys between them and a score. So let's see what we can do. Ayala from the shotgun, flanked by January and Desmond Jackson.
Great handoff.
January with the carry.
He's able to get a little safety room. Ayala was standing in his own end zones.
Tyrese Shakir able to come up and make the stop after a gain of 6.
Gain of 6 on the play. Second down, face up.
The second down for the Rams. And about 4 yards left for a first down. 2 receivers set to the bottom of the screen.
Flag on the
And
play.
Thompson set to the top. Penalty marker on the play. Looks like it's going against Mesa.
Yes.
Prior to the snap. Ball start.
Yep.
Offense number 54. Half the distance to the goal. Still second
Penalty
down.
against Mesa.
So Luke Simpson called for the false start for the Mesa Rams. Backs them up. So second
down
and
and
9.
Ball placed at the
Feel like the Texas two-step. 1 step forward, 2 steps back. 1 step forward, 2 steps back.
Especially with the great play earlier, you would think the momentum, as we talked about, would be swinging the Rams' way, but the offense making the mistakes.
Antonio January with the carry again. And again, a couple yards on the play. Gets it out to close to the 8-yard line.
number 21, Antonio.
Tackle by the Broncos, Maunga, 6-foot senior. Third down on the play, third down and about 5 or 6 to go.
Big third down here for Mesa. They need to get some momentum and put a couple first downs together.
There he is, he's
Going
airing
deep
it out.
for Burleson, and it is intercepted, but was he in bounds?
No.
If they say he's in bounds,
No, he was
I
out
am
of bounds.
Tall and skinny. And for those of you who know me, I am not tall, nor am I skinny.
Ayala
Great
airing out the
effort.
ball.
Great effort.
Was a great throw by Ayala. Burleson's got to do a better job to get up there and
But
compete for that
Yanni
one.
Wyatt
Just kinda-
unable to stay in bounds. Probably, I guess you can't really say for the better because it would have given him better field position after the interception without having to punt. But needless to say, Ryan O'Brien will be punting from his own end zone, and standing roughly about the 30-yard line is Tyrese Shakir, licking his chops and saying, I am 30 yards away from.
Look where I'm at. They sent 10 to block the punt. Great.
And a good punt
Wow.
drives him back to the 40, and he is absolutely destroyed.
Leveled.
And what a great timed offensive play by Virgil Martin.
How did Tyrese Shakir hold on to that ball?
That's the great question. That was he caught it, good hit, not intended. He just blew him up.
He got hit before the ball was in his hands.
And the official standing, 5 feet away from him on the 40-yard line, didn't throw the flag. So
That was a
it's
great
right
play.
in front of him. What is the penalty if it's not like an illegal block in the back or something like that? That was a totally clean play, and if they call like roughing or unnecessary roughness, that was just a perfectly timed play. It is one of the dangers of being a receiver, punt, like a returner.
Can we see that again? Can we see that play
What
again?
a play by both parties involved. Virgil Martin gets there perfectly, times it exactly.
Drifted back, made him go back 10 yards,
But
looking up in the
Shakir
sky.
holds
Wow.
on to it.
Catch interference on the kicking team.
That is not fair catch interference.
So,
He didn't call for a fair catch.
can we see that replay one more time? We want to see if Tyrese Shakir put his hands up at all
And
on a fair catch.
Mesa's going to get another sideline penalty. And that I am not one to criticize officials, but that is wrong.
Play is over. Unsportsmanlike conduct against the sideline of Mesa. 15-yard penalty.
That is Coach Turner again. He yanked off his headphones and threw them onto the football field.
He can't do that regardless of how
This
bad
official, I think, just graduated from junior high school because he does not know what he's doing. And he's making the game all about him and not about the kids. And that's where I have an issue. A coach is supposed to be able to fight for their kids, and you can't have the rabbit ears and take it personally. You have to be able to communicate with the head coaches. And it doesn't matter whether it was flipped and it's Vista Murrieta that's having an issue with the officials. The head official, the referee, has to be able to communicate effectively with both coaches. And when the game is getting out of hand like it is right now, it makes it even more critical.
That appears the backup quarterback, Jimenez, is in for the Vista Murrieta Broncos. Number 15, Katona Mitchell.
Still seems a close game, and it's a little early for that. I'm not sure whether they want to give him some reps for maybe possible other options, but it seems a little early to bring in your backup.
And actually,
quarterback in a
he is not
17-point
even the
game.
backup quarterback.
Correct. I was thinking it was
Jimenez is normal backup quarterback. They have Katona Mitchell in. And also as a running back, Justin Andre is making his appearance for the first time.
and that's number 16. That's
So Jimenez,
the actual backup quarterback, trying to keep it on his own.
that is number 15. Katona Mitchell.
We don't know who's on the field. And there's a good shot of Coach Turner, and the frustration just steaming off of him. Coach Jordan Allen, the bearded one, that is the defensive coordinator. He's obviously, all eyes are on him right now as the Mesa Rams defense is trying to stop Vista yet again inside the 10. Keon Barr is making a really good defensive play there.
Speaking of Coach Turner, it's his third year here on the Rams program, and he is also a disciple of the Vista Murrieta Broncos.
Yep. Was the defensive coordinator there, correct?
Under Coley Candell, many years as the head coach of the Vista Murrieta Broncos, who's now the special assistant coach.
Where did Eric Patterson come from? Or
Peterson. Eric Peterson also
As we get
offensive coordinator for
touchdown, Vista Murrieta.
for the Broncos for many years.
Okay.
Defensive coordinator, I apologize.
Jimenez able to power this one in. Takes the snap, quarterback draw, just hammers it in, and Vista Murrieta is in full control of this game now.
Coming in for the point after is Michael Snoddy, or Snooty. We apologize, Mom and Dad, if you are listening. Max Preps has it as SNODDY. but my partner Jason says that it's SNOODY. If you feel like calling the school and letting them know specifically, I don't have Coach Peterson's phone number, but I would imagine it's on the athletic website. You can shoot him an email and they can get that corrected on Max Preps for you guys.
We will take care of you, I promise.
2 minutes, 25 seconds remaining in the third quarter, and Vista Murrieta is in complete control, 24-0 over the Murrieta Mesa Rams. Cochran warming up on the sidelines. He may be getting ready to come into the contest. So that's number 7 for Murrieta Mesa.
Here's the thing. You got to continue playing if you're a Mesa Rams. These head coaches on the sidelines for the Rams have to keep these kids motivated. They have to keep them going. Any positive thing that happens out on the field is teaching moments. It doesn't matter what that scoreboard says at this point in time.
Right. And in fairness to Coach Turner and his staff, we've seen time and time again that there's no quit in these kids. Our first game, our home opener against Etowanda, we were down pretty big, and we're still able to pound away and make it a contest. Even though we lost by, I think it was 21, and there's a penalty for the defenseless player. And Antonio January is dazed and confused after that. He comes off holding his right shoulder.
That tackle was made by the Broncos, Yanni Wyatt. It appeared that it was helmet to helmet.
And this is the type of stuff that I was talking about earlier. The officials have let this get out of control.
Illegal helmet contact.
Yep.
Because now, by setting the tone early and not controlling the plays like this, it gives Vista, I don't want to say almost an entitlement, but gives them almost free reign to be able to come up and make a play like that. When obviously they're in complete control of the scoreboard, now they feel like they can exert a little bit more defensive aggression, I guess is the best word. So Ayala still in at quarterback. As
hands it off
to Desmond Jackson, who goes off left tackle. No gain on the play.
Gets it back to the line of
scrimmage. Second down and 10 coming up for Mesa.
Speed on the defensive end for the Broncos is just on display tonight.
If I'm the referee, I'm looking for a porthole to get out of here quick. Ayala's pass is complete to Damian Thompson.
First time we've seen him tonight. Got to get those receivers involved. I've been harping on it all night. You can't be one-dimensional, and the Rams have been very one-dimensional all night long. That's maybe Ayala's third completion of the game.
And that's a great play, just a simple 3-yard slant.
Correct. Little skinny post. Pass intended for Andrew Morris is tipped by one of the Bronco defenders. So that'll bring up second down and 10 coming up for
That's a really
Mesa.
Tough throw to expect Ayala to make. There's defenders on each level right there, and you're asking him on the run to drop this one perfectly in there to his receiver, and that's just not an exact – that's a tough throw. Like you were saying, you got to get him on these easy slant throws, get him some throwing confidence a little bit.
There it is again.
Yep.
Slant.
Just an inside route, get him going with some confidence. Let's get the ball moving down the field, build some rhythm.
Burleson with the reception and tackled by number 4, Miles Martin.
And the Rams have turned the field.
They have moved the ball across midfield. Brings up third down and 3 coming up for the Rams. Burleson set to the bottom of the screen. Thompson to the top. Morris in the middle. They go up top to Thompson, who adjusts back shoulder and makes the catch. Still on his feet inside the 20. The Rams are charging down the field.
We've seen him do a couple throws to Thompson throughout the game, but where has this consistency been? You got to open up the playbook, and they just now are late in the third quarter. We're about to go to the fourth quarter, and we're just finally getting some passing rhythm going.
Lavelle Harris with the tackle.
Ayala pass again complete to Burleson on this short little out. down to the 15-yard line. Gain of 4 on the play brings up second down and 6 as we are headed towards the final seconds of the third quarter. So far, a quarter that has seen Vista Murrieta put 14 points, 2 touchdowns on the board. One early, one sort of late.
Penalty on the field.
Try to snap. Encroachment on the defense, number 9. 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
Penalty on Brock Berry of the Broncos, 6-foot senior, stepping across the line before the ball snapped.
Little over anxious, little excited. You know, hey, we're backed up against our own goalpost. Let's see if I can get a little bit of a jump on the play, maybe break it up. Cochran checking into the game at this point. So we'll see if Ayala is still in there as well.
Bringing in the heavy package.
Second down and 1. Cochran rolls. Has a man in the back of the end zone intended for Jalen Coute, but it falls incomplete.
That was the right call there. The Broncos were just waiting for it.
So after 3 quarters, Vista Murrieta and students of the Murrieta Valley Unified School District need to complete a presentation of their personal, career, and life goals, exhibiting students' creative ability, critical thinking, and communication skills. In order to obtain their diploma for high school graduation, senior presentations include written reflective essay demonstrating their writing skills and an oral presentation demonstrating their oral communication skills. Finally, a video presentation demonstrating their 21st century and technology skills. If you're a Murrieta senior, we encourage you to get started on yours today.
Mesa able to pick up the first down on a running play there, so it's first down and goal. Finally, possibly put some points on the board.
Well, fingers and toes, arms, legs, eyes, and whatever else you can cross. Mesa in the heavy set again. January the carry.
Number 21, Antonio January with the carry for
He's able to drive it down inside the 5-yard line down to the 4. Gain of 2 on the play.
Tackled on the 4-yard line. Second down, Rams.
Brings up second and goal from the 4. Mesa looks like they are going to stay in their heavy set. And by heavy set, that means our defensive end, number 72, Keon Bars, is in there.
That is a big boy.
74. Keith. Oh, I lost his name.
No going on that play right there by the Rams.
Antonio January with the carry.
This brings up third down on the play.
Cochran with the toss to Antonio January. Cuts up back up inside and is able to get maybe a yard.
Lavelle Harris of the Broncos with the initial tackle, and then Hurd of Broncos just joined on.
You know, that's something we really haven't even touched on either, is the student body, the student sections of both these schools have been nationally recognized over the past few years as being the best in the business at cheering for their schools.
Pass incomplete.
Pass was intended for Colby Moran.
Austin Cochran almost threw a pick there. That wasn't the most accurate throw. Was waiting for his receiver to get all the way to the corner.
I was waiting for Cochran to take off and run. He's
Brady
shown the ability.
Jones, a great defensive play by the Broncos. Just kind of jumped there. And, yeah, you're right. He could have taken off and ran and maybe caught the pylon for the touchdown. They only had 4 yards to go, but sometimes these young quarterbacks get one thought in their mind and they just keep it there.
Benjamin Isaacson knocks it through for a 26-yard field goal. And the Mesa Rams are on the board with 10 minutes and 8 seconds remaining in the game. And that brings the contest a little closer. 3-score difference. Murrieta Mesa 3, Vista Murrieta 24.
Let's talk about Southwestern League play. How about we look at the schedule for the Mesa Rams for the rest of the year, and where do they go next week?
We are home for the next couple games. We are obviously here tonight. Great Oak on Friday, October 5th, and then Chaparral for our senior night, October 12th. Then we hit the road at Temecula Valley, or Murrieta Valley and Temecula Valley to close out our season.
So there's a big homestand here for the Rams. 5 weeks in a row.
Yeah, 4 weeks in a row.
4 weeks in a
We
row.
were at La Quinta, but we had San Jacinto and Etiwanda here first. So kind of a home, away, home, away. And then Redlands, Vista, Great Oak, and Shap will all be at home.
They kicked to that man a little earlier at the
Didn't-
start of the second half, and he ran it
And
back.
he just shoved him out on the track.
Flag on the
Flags.
play.
I mean, this is getting out of hand. These officials have got to get this game under control before somebody gets hurt. One of the Vista Murrieta players blocked one of the Murrieta Mesa kids all the way out onto the track and pushed him down on the track.
See what the penalty is, or what are they going to call here? Coach Turner again after the referees on the sideline.
Dead ball. Personal foul. Kicking team number 5. 15 yards from the end of the road. First and 10.
They called it on Mesa. Our kid gets blocked on the track, and they call it on Mesa.
It
If
must
I'm-
have been a
if I-
continuation.
If I'm Coach Turner, I'm about to lose whatever hair I have left, and I don't have a whole lot of hair if I'm Coach Turner.
So the penalty was on number 5 of the Rams.
So see
Let's
how he's out of bounds.
So he gets pushed
and
there.
Mauga's shoving him all the way to the track. How do you call a penalty on our kid when it's on their sidelines and he's shoving them all the way to the track?
It appears it must have been a retaliation that we did not see.
It's the old hockey rule, right?
Yep.
Ricky Johnson on the receiver end around. Tackled on the play by number 8, Colin Layton. I am just beside myself with these officials tonight. I am at a loss for words.
It's good enough for about 3-4 yards, Ricky Johnson.
Gain of 3 on the play, second out.
Second and 7 coming up for Vista Murrieta. They are already on the Mesa side of the field. Cochran, lone setback in the shotgun formation, hands the ball, keeps it himself, and he will scramble around and get inside the 40-yard line down to the 39.
Now Robert Coleman back in the game, but in that goal line when they were going in for a score, and they had Jimenez in the game.
Ball on the 39-yard
Eric
line.
Reyna was able to bring him to the ground. That'll bring up third and short. 3rd and 2 coming up for the Broncos. From the 39-yard line of Mesa. Mesa defense needs a stand here and get the ball back and go back and get more points on the board. Coleman keeps it himself, and he has a lane, and
He's
a
gone.
big one at that. He is at the 10, 5,
Touchdown.
touchdown, Vista Murrieta. They say he stayed in bounds. No signal from the near official yet.
Near official gave the nod to the center official. But what a run by Coleman. We've seen it a couple times. His second rushing touchdown of the game. Able to avoid that last tackler, but he's just got so much speed and agility. What a threat he is.
Chad Ortega with the last attempt to try to prevent the touchdown. Unable to come up with Coleman's shoelaces.
What a way for Robert Coleman to come back. He has not played in 2.5 games and is able to come back, and he's leading the team in rushing.
Yes,
Yeah,
he is.
leading the team in rushing.
By a lot.
And we've seen him try to throw the ball. He's got an arm. He's just got to shake off that rust. Once he gets his throwing a little more accurately, he is going to be a very, very dangerous dual threat quarterback, maybe the most dangerous in the Southwestern League.
So with 8:29 remaining in the fourth quarter, Vista Murrieta has now extended their lead out to 31 to our Mesa Rams 3.
Let's go ahead and look at the remaining schedule for the Vista Murrieta Broncos.
So Vista Murrieta obviously here tonight. They are at home against Chaparral. As heading into tonight, Chaparral was undefeated at 5-0 coming in. We'll see how they're doing tonight. Then they're on the road at Temecula Valley and then home again for senior night against Great Oak on Friday, October 19th. And then they close out with a head-to-head clash of Division I powerhouses at Murrieta Valley on Thursday, October 25th to close out the regular season.
You got to just respect how tough Vista Murrieta's schedule has been so far. Scheduled a tough Los Alamitos team, went there and beat them. Their 2 losses back-to-back to Olu and Norco, 2 Division I teams. They have scheduled a very, very hard schedule, and I give them props for that. And they've done pretty well, 3-2 through it, 2 close losses against 2 tough teams, and they're showing that they are the team to beat here in the Southwestern League tonight.
And when you talk about the Southwestern Leagues and the teams in the Southwestern Leagues, you always want to talk about first defending your city.
Yep.
So it is Murrieta Valley, Murrieta Mesa, and Vista Murrieta. Once you defend your city, then you defend the Southwestern Leagues, which is the Chaparrals, the Great Oaks, and the Temecula Valleys. And then once you get through that Southwestern League, you make your way into the divisional playoffs.
Yep. And then when you look at the division or the league in general, you have two teams that are Division I. You have 1 team that's Division II in Great Oak. And then you have Division III in Chaparral and Mesa. Mesa being brought up from Division IV where they were last year. So even last year as a Division IV team in that division, we were still ranked 6th heading into CIF for Division IV. Coming into tonight, Vista Murrieta was ranked 12th in Division I. And even with the competition that we faced it from Mesa, we're still coming in as the 16th best team in Division III. So that's what it gets a little deceiving when you start looking at standings for the Southwestern Conference. It's not like it's the Trinity League where you have Modern Days and Boscos and all these teams that are just,
Powerhouses.
just beating up on each other, but are, just all, able to recruit to a system and have that demographic kind of to their self. I've always said at the high school level, the hardest position is a head coach at any sport.
And the Southwestern League is not a slack league.
No,
by any means whatsoever. I mean, we've had CIF champions in the Southwestern League out of the Vista Murrieta Broncos. The Murrieta Valley last year made a deep run to championships in Division II, I believe it was 2 years ago.
2 years ago against San Clemente, they lost in the final.
So this league is a very powerful league.
That was the first year that Murrieta Valley had ever beaten
Vista. Injured Bronco on the play was number 36, Yawali, 6'1" senior.
And Cochran with the quarterback keeper gets across the 30-yard line, tackled by a herd of Broncos.
Yeah, Coach Turner brings in Cochran there. And smart play by him. I mean, this game's out of hand. But Cochran, as we've seen throughout the year, is the better thrower. Maybe see if he can get the air attack going and maybe get the Mesa Rams a touchdown here late.
Hunter Escorcia, the first one to make contact. Cochran to throw. Just wide of, I'm going to go with Burleson.
He needs to let that play develop for about another second.
Yep.
And then get rid of that ball. He was a little gun happy on that one.
Well, you sit on the sidelines for 3 quarters and then get asked to go in and start slinging the rock around. So just timing off a little bit on that one. Him and Burleson have had a wonderful pitch and catch relationship coming into tonight. Set back to throw, heading for Thompson. Contact, but no penalty.
I think they were pushing each other.
Yeah, just back and forth contact between Thompson and the defender. Great throw by Cochran. Recognize the one-on-one coverage. You got that tall receiver in Thompson. Throw it up for him, see what he can do. A little overthrow, and you see the back and forth shove in there. But
Lavelle Harris of the Broncos with the defense, both hands on each other.
That brings us up 3rd and 10 for Mesa from the 31-yard line. Cochran back, one back to his right. Antonio January gives the ball to January, and actually that's Desmond Jackson, number 28.
Hit immediately.
And he is hit immediately by number 90, Travis Johnson.
6'2" junior. It's a big boy.
Loss of 1 on the plate brings up 4th down. Coming in to kick the ball away is Ryan O'Brien for Mesa. Back deep, and he paid the price for it.
The gold shoes didn't help him on that one.
Nope. Punts away. A nice high punt.
He's letting it go.
Little goes away. Punt goes out of bounds at the 42-yard line of Vista Murrieta. They're going to bunt it at the 41. So 6:51 remaining in the contest. Vista Murrieta clearly in control of this contest. They have the ball back close to midfield and the lead with 6:51 to go. We haven't heard from our sideline reporter tonight.
I think we'd be, Frida down on our sideline. I can see her over there working the sidelines. We may see her very soon.
That's a good reason.
Yep. Let's talk about the coaches tonight. Eric Peterson, first year for the Broncos, but longtime defensive coordinator for the Vista Murrieta Broncos. He took a year or two off and then got the head coaching nod just this past year. And then the head coach for the Murrieta Mesa Rams, Daryl Turner, also a protege of the Vista Murrieta Broncos under Coley Candale.
Yep. And in his 3rd year here at Mesa, has obviously done some great things in turning around a program that hadn't been to CIF in a while. Last year's team had 7 all CIF kids. As we do check in, Jeremy Rack, number 7, checking in at quarterback for Vista, and also in the backfield is number 32, Marcus Nguyen. So penalty, surprise, penalty against Mesa.
Chad Ortega, personal foul.
So, obviously it's hard when you're frustrated, as Coach Turner has been tonight, but the leadership by example obviously spills out on the field because the kids see your frustration, and so they feel that it's okay to have their frustration.
Yes.
And that comes out in penalty flags such as that one. So it's unfortunate. Again, I don't put that on the coaches. I don't put that on the kids. I put that on the refs for not taking control of the game early, as this pass was intended for Chauncey Hart but falls incomplete.
He had it in his hands for a hot second. He just couldn't hold on to it.
Well, I think it was hot. He maybe just thought it was a potato when he dropped it. So.
Yeah, good little scramble and throw by Rack. Put it right on the money for him. I
He's
thought
right
he
there.
had it, but it was just trying to corral it and could not get it before he fell out of bounds.
Maybe that's why he's on second team and not the first team. That gives him something to work with, right? Hey, we gave you a pass. You need to be better at making the catches. You're
Once
a receiver.
again, learning experience here for
right.
these young kids.
And a bad snap goes over the head of Jeremy Rack and back across midfield.
Now that is a smart move by the quarterback right there.
To fall on it.
Just fall right on that ball instead of trying to pick it up and make a play, because
Correct.
if he would have picked it up, he would have got just destroyed.
Correct. And it could have led to another turnover. It's kind of like my golf game. When I hit a bad shot, I tell myself, don't make a bad shot worse, right? And believe me, I hit a lot of bad shots the other day on Monday afternoon. Whew.
Handoff situation here.
Penalty marker situation. I'm guessing this is a sideline warning because of the signal.
Final warning against Vista Murrieta. Their first and only warning of the game. Still third down.
So both teams now with sideline warnings.
Ref is not having it with the sideline, but yeah, like you were talking about, Jason, I think this is just a running situation. 3rd and 27. You're really not looking to get this first down. You're looking to just chew back some of the yardage.
And get time off the clock as well. As
He breaks a tackle. He breaks 2
Marcus
tackles.
Wynn.
Breaks 3 tackles.
still on his feet, gets a lot of that yardage back. Still will be 12, 11 yards short
What
of
a
the
run by Marcus Wynn. Just a low center of gravity. Got those big thighs, able to keep his body moving. Keep an eye on his legs. Keep trucking right here. Even as he's wrapped up, he just keeps moving them. And he's just fighting through the tacklers, able to get back to the original line of scrimmage and make it 4th and 11. Get some of the field position back, and the punter will be able to pin the Rams deep.
Michael Jimenez coming into punt number 16 for Vista.
Backup quarterback.
And he puts it down. This looks like it could take a hop. Fielded by January, makes a move at the 2. back into his own
Oh.
zone, and that could be
1
really-
yard line.
They're going to put him right at the 1 foot line. That's inside the 1. So a risky risk-reward play, but give yourself a chance to get it out of harm's way. But getting brought down at the 1 is Antonio January, and once again, Mesa has 98 yards to go to try to get points on the board.
I just saw the best example of sportsmanship on the Mesa sidelines. Jose Ayala, was standing on the sidelines, and one of the Vista Murrieta players' jersey came off. He walked over to him, and Ayala just helped him and put his jersey back on him.
Yep.
That's what you got to have out of your quarterback leader. You know, as everyone's losing their head a little bit on the sideline, that shows poise, it shows confidence. You got to just take care of business there.
And that's a sophomore. College and career kickoff will take place on Wednesday, October 10th. Freshmen will be guided through the process of developing a career plan. Sophomores will be taking their PSAT test exam. Juniors will prepare for their junior reflective essay, as well as further integrate their knowledge with their career plan. And seniors will hear presentations from local community colleges, professionals in technical industries, and fill out financial information for their college and university choices. All in all, this will be an exciting day preparing the students for the next step of their education. The senior panoramic will also be taken on this day as well. So seniors, you know you want to be here and prepare for that as well. That's the College and Career Kickoff Day, October 10th. We'll see you there.
And this timeout by Mesa was brought to you by Big O Tires, the team you trust, right here on California Oaks Road. Big O Tires. All your tire needs wrapped up in one O.
Can they take care of that screw that's in my tire that I noticed a couple of days ago?
They probably could.
Big O!
Big O.
I'm looking for you.
Now we need Big O from our O.
Let's hope I can drive down there and the screw doesn't make my tire worse.
Right. I believe that was Antonio January.
He's backed up. They're just trying to get any yards they can
Right.
to get out of this
Desmond Jackson.
this hole.
Desmond Jackson that was the carry. Obviously, when you from our angle, it's kind of hard to see. You're just looking through 22 bodies into the backfield. So January set to the left, Jackson to the right. Cochran back, steps up, rolls to his right, takes off, has some room, got a block,
Great block.
and gets
Great
across
play.
the 20 out to the 25 as a penalty marker flies again.
It's going to be a personal foul
With the personal foul penalties.
on the Broncos.
And
What a great run by Cochran.
Andrew Morris with a great block that sprung
Defense number 33.
Cochran for the additional 20 yards.
Personal foul on 33, Diego Rodriguez of the Broncos, 6-foot senior.
That's Diego's our guy.
I apologize.
Donovan Taylor.
Donovan Taylor, 6-foot junior.
Well, that's out of a hole. Now we're up right at the 35-yard line, 1st and 10 after the 15-yard penalty and the run by Cochran. Jackson set to his right. Cochran drops straight back, looks to throw, rolls to his left, throws in the middle of the field. He's got Burleson wide open. Burleson down to the 35-yard line of Vista Murrieta as he is brought down by Caleb Unsell. And actually threw him for an extra couple yards as well. Result of the play is good for a first down for Mesa. And Mesa finally getting the passing game going.
65 unanswered yards.
Cochran with the screen pass to Jackson.
And more.
And looks to make a play, but does not go anywhere as the Vista Murrieta defense, led by Damian Campbell, slams the brakes on that screen pass.
5'8" senior. Great play by the Broncos. But
Very
also,
good play on a very speedy and elusive Jackson.
But also, the Rams are still playing. This is what I love to see. We're 3 minutes left in this game, 2 minutes and 59 seconds. They were just backed up on their on the
One.
2-yard, 2-yard line.
Right?
And just a couple great plays, and look where they're at now, and they're still pushing.
And
There's no penalty on the play. Second down.
so whatever they thought they were going to call, they elected to not call and waved off the penalty. I didn't see the location of where it was or where it kind of would lead to a suggestion. 4 receivers set, 2 to the top, 2 to the bottom. Desmond Jackson in the backfield alongside Cochran in the shotgun formation at the 40-yard line. Drops straight back, looks to throw. Throwing deep.
And he's got a guy. Touchdown, Rams.
Touchdown!
No, they're going to call it at the 1.
We got this thing burned again, didn't we? Kyle Morris.
That, from where I'm at, that
Andrew Morris.
appeared to be a touchdown.
And now we have another penalty marker. Cochran going deep to number 13, Andrew Morris. From our angle, it looked good for 6. But they say he's out at the 1. And
Holding. Defense number 33. Penalties refused. First down.
so a holding penalty against Vista Murrieta is declined, and the Rams are in business at the 1.
Cochran looks great.
Yeah, Cochran's come out here very confident. We knew he was the better thrower between Ayala, but Ayala's just got that running threat.
4
That's why he's a
receivers
starting
set.
quarterback.
Desmond Jackson in the backfield. He takes the ball up the middle, and he is in.
No, it's Cochran,
That's
with the
Cochran with the
quarterback
face.
keeper. Flag on the play. He does get into the end zone, though.
And we'll see what it was. Looked like Jackson had the ball initially, but Cochran did a good job of the run-pass option and kept it, took it outside, dove for the goal line, and he looked to be in, but the penalty marker
On the Rams.
backed them up.
Holding. Offense number 1. 10 yards from the spot. Still first down.
Damian Thompson called for the holding penalty, or
Out of
call a receiver.
Wide receiver
Very
position.
rarely do you see a holding penalty called on a receiver.
Especially at the goal line.
Especially with one. Yeah, exactly. So now it'll be first and goal from the 11. Cochran back, 2 receivers to the top. Rolls to his right. Throws over
Flag on the play.
the head of Colin Des Roberts.
Flag out of the back, Judge, though.
That's usually in the defensive holding mentality, pass interference.
They love doing that rollout of
Yes.
the quarterback. And the receivers and the tight ends doing a drag route.
Right. This is where I have a problem with CIF rules. So it's first and 10 from the 11. You have a personal foul, pass interference. It's a half the distance to the goal and no first down. No automatic first down. So it's still second down.
They still have first down on
They
the
still have
side,
first down
but
on
I
the
believe it
box.
is second down. Immediately met as the ball was being handed off.
Number 93, Logan Decker, literally living up to his name.
6'3",
He
senior.
decked him.
Took a loss of 4 yards on that play. And they're saying second down.
So I guess it depends on which rule book you're looking at, right?
Second and goal. Ball on the 9.
Cochran straight back, drops, throws to the corner.
He's got a man.
He had Burleson, but threw it to the wrong shoulder. Actually, threw it to the back shoulder, but Burleson broke towards the inside shoulder and got all turned around. And the ball falls harmlessly to the turf.
Boy, look at the size of Cochran. He's a big boy.
He is a tough leader quarterback. Third and goal from the 10. Cochran steps up and then rolls to his left, looking for someone to throw to. Takes off, gets down to the 5, maybe the 6-yard line, and they will have. Well, not that there's much to decide. It's it's going to be 4-down territory no matter what. Great job of reading the defense, tucking it under and taking off. Nobody was open downfield, and he got out of bounds at the 6. Be 4th down and goal from the 6-yard line coming up for Mesa, and they will bring the field goal unit in. Benjamin Isaacson coming in for the field goal try. He kicks it up, and it is good. So with 1 minute and 20 seconds remaining in the ball game, Murrieta Mesa tacks on another 3 points, and that'll make the score 31 for Vista Murrieta and 6 for the Mesa Rams.
And what I love here is they're still playing.
Yep.
There's no give up by the Mesa Rams. I mean, you're down 20-plus points here, and you still fight, and you still put some points on the board.
And they're still playing it like a real situation, you know, where it's late in the game. They could just say, forget about it. Let's just go for the touchdown. We might as well. They're playing it like if it was a close game. All right, guys, let's take the points here. We had a good drive all the way from the 2-yard line. Drove it down. Let's take our points. They're playing it like a real situation, and you got to respect that.
Yeah.
So Isaacson getting ready to kick the ball off. He has been pooch kick guy for most of the night, but he drives this one down.
It's a great one.
From the 5-yard line is Alex Hill. Brings it out. Actually, I take that back. That is Jason Tafua on the return.
Shifty.
Return comes to the 20-yard line.
Pretty impressive play by him. I think that's why Isaacson went for the long kick. Was on the 15-yard line, made him back up a little bit. He was still able to get the ball and build some momentum, get it back to the 20. Great return by Tafua.
So 1 minute, 15 seconds remaining in the game. Vista Murrieta back on offense. I believe it's still Jeremy Rack at the quarterback position. Handoff.
Great defensive stop.
Couldn't tell who the ball carrier was. But he exits and a new one comes in.
Jalen Cote with the stop there, 6'5", sophomore for the Rams. Cotier?
Kute.
Kute. Okay.
He's the son of our offensive coordinator, Jonathan Kute. Actually, he's our assistant head coach and OC.
Prodigy here, Ram Stadium.
So while I have a moment, and as the clock continues to run down, I just want to take a moment to thank the Bronco News Network for coming down here tonight and supporting us.
Being in.
Coming down and complete setup, all the different camera angles that you saw tonight. All courtesy of the Bronco News Network and Mike and Andrew and Mike and Jason and his staff. All the kids from both schools working hard tonight. As your final score, as the clock hits the 000, Vista Murrieta Broncos take the league opener. 31 Vista Murrieta Mesa Rams 6.
What a great night of football here at Ram Stadium, and a great way to kick off the Southwestern League. It's going to be a tough